Alright guys, today on 2004 BMW E46, we're working on a coolant leak. Looks like the bottom of our reservoir is leaking from the O-ring. So we're going to have to remove the air box to pull the bottle out, and that's where we're going to start. Once we got the air box out, to free up a little bit more space, we're going to remove the air intake right here. Just a couple little pins on this. Pull those out. If you could see, there we go. And those just come right out. That gives us a little bit more working room. And then maybe we can get down here and we can see exactly where our leaks are coming from. You can't see it from here. At the bottom, there's a seal on the bottom of here and a hose that looks like the O-ring's leaking from. So what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect the hoses up here. We're going to pull this whole bottle out and see what we got. Do have a catch can under everything. Hose should be disconnected right here. Now from there, get my hand down here and pull the little clip that holds this all into place. There we go. Snake it around. Unplug your coolant level sensor. I can see on mine, O-ring right in here is what's leaking. This bottle was replaced a year ago with an OEM BMW part. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get that gasket replaced. We're going to put it back in. And that should be the end of that. Alright guys, before where we left off here. The bottom seals on this bottle had failed. So I'm impatient. I don't like to wait for things. I could order new seals online, but I decided I just went down to BMW, ordered a whole new bottle so we can just move on and get this thing put in. So I'm just rerunning my wiring down here for the coolant temperature sensor, which is this guy right here in the bottom of the bottle. What we're going to do is we're going to get him plugged in. We're going to snake this bottle down where it needs to go. Make sure the clips are pulled out so it can actually fit. Get it down into place here. That should be it. Just feeling down here to make sure it's seated all the way in before I push that retaining clip in. So as far as I can tell, it was in there. Let's see. Nope, it wasn't all the way seated down here. Pull that clip out. Sometimes I get a little more force on these guys. They don't want to go in. That sounds like a positive engagement. I'm just going to go down below the car. Going to look at a few things here. Here, I want to take you along. Here's underneath it. I know it's kind of hard to see. Here's what I'm looking for. There's that sensor. Here's the retention clip. I'm looking to make sure it's not bulged out anywhere between here. That is fully seated down and it's not going to leak. That's what I'm looking for to make sure. 'Cause before I was getting a leak, it was coming from here, dripping down, and it was making it look like it was coming out of the oil cooler. You can't see it here. Looked like it was coming out of the oil cooler right there for the transmission, which that is not the case. So it'd been right there just above my light is where it was looking like it was coming from. But it wasn't. It's coming from the coolant bottle. And then I actually had this hose fitting right up. Wait, there. That guy was failing and it was leaking as well. And so we put a new hose on that. That's just kind of straightforward. So we got the coolant bottle in, temperature sensor, all the hoses. Now, the final step, let's put some coolant in it and see if it leaks. If it leaks, we have a bigger problem. And if not, which it shouldn't, we can bleed the system and get on with it. One more thing. Always make sure to go back and double check everything. I almost forgot a hose. This guy fits on the side of the coolant bottle. Let's take him on. Let's see if we get a better shot there. Right there. That guy right there. Make sure you get that on. You'll know real quick once you start to fill it up. All right, everything's buttoned up. We're going to start adding coolant to it. One thing I 100% recommend, only use BMW coolant. But again, you could use whatever you want. That's just my preference. Only use the OEM stuff, especially when it comes to coolant. I know that was just not very much. I don't think we can see down there. That's okay. The big thing, though, Let's check for leaks. This is going to leak from the bottom of that bottle. Now would be the time, now that that's fluid in there. So, no leaks as of yet. That's where it needs to be. All right, guys. I'm going to finish topping this off. And then when we're bleeding the system, come right back. All right, guys. We got it started up. We're just going to bleed the system. All I have to say is that snow just started. I'm glad I have a garage to work in. Looks like the bottle's full. Open up the bleed screw. Right here on the side. Kind of let everything go. We're going to get this done and we're going to get it buttoned up. Alright guys, we have everything buttoned up. We got the coolant system bled. That's the bleeder screw I was talking about. You undo it just until you see some coolant bubbling out of it and you're all good to go. Everything's clean. We have no leaks so far. We'll check back in a couple days and monitor for those. In the meantime, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, hit subscribe, and I hope the weather's a little better where you're at. We'll see y'all soon.